You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Uh-oh. We're starting late. God damn it. Son of a bitch. Sorry, guys, some technical difficulties, but we are starting late. But we're also not having a full 2-hour show today. We're going to be discussing some of the things going on in wrestling, including the passing of one Rocky Johnson, Mr. Soulman himself, the father of the amazing, the immortal, The Rock, Dwayne the Johnson. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the whole Tessa Blanchard situation, stuff with Impact. But what we're really doing is we're playing the old school BDR Royal Rumble drinking game. Today we're going to be doing it with the 2005 Royal Rumble. So we highly suggest, if you are listening to this audio, what we say is go to our Facebook, go to our YouTube, watch it live. Go to our Twitter. It's up there. You can watch us having fun, drinking along with this. We're going to talk about the rules and everything as well, and then you can play along with it. If you are listening live, you can go right now and watch us do this. If you are listening to a recorded version, please head to our YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube, because we can't even stream live to YouTube anymore because they switch stuff. I'm sorry, we can't stream live from mobile. Can do all kinds of outrageous things, but we need 1,000 subscribers. So go to our YouTube, subscribe, please, and thank you. And then you can watch us drink the fucking 2005 Royal Rumble today, as well as
break the ring down.
Woo! You don't know what hard times are, Daddy.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. You just made the list. This right here is a family.
Hey, this is professional wrestler and professional podcaster Colt Boom Boom Cabana.
My name is Killer Cross.
This is the Smoke Show, Scarlet Bordeaux.
What's up, guys? The After Machine, Brian Cage.
This is Ryan from Pro Wrestling Tees.
Sadly, you are not listening to the art of wrestling, but you made a decent choice because you're listening.
You are now listening to...
When you're listening,
And you're listening to
You listen to Breaking Down the Ring.
Breaking Down the Ring.
Breaking Down the Ring.
Breaking Down the Ring.
Breaking Down the Ring. Break it down.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the most inappropriate pro wrestling show in the motherfucking world. You're listening to Breaking Down the Ring, and we are your ring crew.
Smitty. Drunk Z.
And me, the almighty one, Mikey himself. Drunk Z. You just wishing he was gay when he was drunk? Is that why you're
I
drunk?
don't see it.
Right,
I don't
yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
I don't see much Smitty in you either.
Well, because he's not gay.
Well, I'm glad.
and you're a power bottom.
I'm gonna scoot this way. Do I look like Dwight Howard to you?
You are. Yep. So as we were saying in the intro, ladies and gentlemen, we are playing the old school Rumble drinking game. We're doing the 2005 Royal Rumble. We'll be watching this. I'm sure you guys can hear some of the sound. Possibly. I don't fucking know, man. I've never used this TV before. I have no clue if it even turns up or down, and if it doesn't, Z might walk over there because he's like the Stretch Armstrong of the group.
Yeah, Z, get over there.
Yeah. So let's see. We're gonna start
He's
this.
drunk Z, asshole.
We're gonna start this in just a second. Let me go ahead and tell you about the rules for the BDR Old School Rumble drinking game. First off, 1 drink if the wrestler that enters is dead. And then 1 drink per dead wrestler involved in an elimination. Now, that only means the wrestler, for the amount of people eliminating the wrestler, or if the one wrestler being eliminated is being eliminated by anyone who's not dead, because we'll get into that in a minute. So let's say 4 wrestlers are eliminating 1 superstar, like 4 people getting rid of Big Show or something like that. And 2 of the 4 that are eliminating him are dead now. 2 drinks. Simple as that. Take 1 drink.
Plus the elimination.
No. Not the elimination. The elimination doesn't count. I'll tell you why in a second.
Okay.
1 drink every time someone appears that is not in the Rumble. Like we were watching the 2000 Royal Rumble, fucking Mean Street Posse, Kai and Tai showed up like 7 fucking times. That would have been so that's 7 drinks. 1 drink per celebrity that enters the Royal Rumble.
Like a Drew Carey. Or
Drew Carey, Pete Rose, anything like that. So you take a drink. Then you take a drink for every signature move. So Big Show's finishing move was the choke slam and the knockout punch. Those don't count. But the chop to the shh and then chop to the chest, that's a signature move. So you're going to drink one of those. The Rock, when he hits you with the hands and then he does the spit and then he hits you. All right. And then that's 1 drink. But if that signature move eliminates the wrestler it's being performed on, you take an extra drink. So then it's 2 drinks for a signature that eliminates someone. Now, 2 drinks for every finishing move. So every rock bottom, every, clothesline from hell, anything like that, you take a two drinks. But if that drink eliminates a wrestler, you take another drink with that. So then it becomes a 3-drink move. And then finally, the finish your drink. You finish your drink if a dead wrestler is being eliminated by a dead wrestler. Hence why it's only 1 drink if the wrestler is being dead earlier. But if there's a dead wrestler involved in eliminating a dead wrestler, then you're finishing your entire drink. All right, so we're going to the 2005 Royal Rumble.
Give me 2 cans right here so I can just be ready.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This is why we didn't pick the 04 Rumble.
Yeah.
Although the guy on the screen right now is dead. Take a drink.
So we we did talk about doing the 04 Rumble next. Unfortunately, a couple of us have some actual responsibilities after the show today. So we had to choose the 05 Rumble with.
By the way, I blindly picked that one, not thinking about
that's fine.
We already kind of did a test run with it, so I was like, nope.
Yeah, so we're doing the 2005 Royal Rumble. We're going to be doing a couple of these Rumbles up until the Royal Rumble, maybe even post the Royal Rumble, man, because it's fun. We're just having a blast here. And we obviously want to give good content for you guys to watch. So, 2005 Royal Rumble, hitting it right now, hopefully. Yeah? There we go.
And here we go.
And it's loading and loading. What? See, I don't use Roku TVs. It's
Question.
Loading. Answer.
So for the intro, if it is somebody like the announcers, not with the company anymore, are we drinking to that as well?
What?
What about the announcers? Like,
what about the announcers?
I think for this one, does it?
Didn't I just read the rules?
Did
I mention the announcers?
We did talk about possibly doing like as you do newer Rumbles, doing like a who's in AEW now kind of thing. But we'll do a test run with that and see how it goes.
Z, you should totally go turn that up.
Yeah, okay. Z, get up there.
And here's Howard Fink.
He was actually getting up too.
My arms are
drunk.
That's true.
Where is
Maybe the other side?
not on the remote?
No. This is the remote.
There's not a plus and minus on there?
No.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
Oy.
Is it on top of the TV?
No.
It's Eddie.
And we dead wrestler.
Yeah, I think this is the one where Eddie and Benoit started off. So, dead wrestler, take a drink. Eddie Guerrero is your first one in.
I really do think it might be on top.
That's what she said. And there's no other remote. All right. I mean, is it the bottom buttons?
No, there's nothing on the bottom. Break.
Yeah, that's safe.
OSHA approved.
OSHA approved. We're having fun with this drinking game. As you can see, well, you can't see because.
I'm really confused
Why it doesn't have a volume thing? Like on the back at all?
No,
Bottom?
Dude, it's nothing. There's nothing back there.
Chris Benoit's in. Another drink. I see. I don't want to do that because it all messes with it. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
On the side of the remote.
Found it.
And there it is. Didn't even have to get up.
Hey, thanks for doing that, guys.
Drink a drink.
Yep.
All right, well, since we're on the topic, let's talk about Chris Benoit Jr. real quick.
David. So David Benoit is out there. He was on Chris Van Vliet, and he said that he wants to wrestle under the name of Chris Benoit Jr. He's already got the gear made and everything like that.
Keep in mind, David Benoit has never stepped foot in a wrestling ring, never done any training until now.
Recently, what was he taught? What AEW is what impacted his. It sparked his interest for wrestling because it was something new, and things like that. So I'm of the firm believer that I think Chris Benoit should be in the WWE Hall of Fame, and the reason I say that is yes, everything he did was horrid. But with all of this stuff coming out about CTE and brain damage and how it all affected him, and everyone looked at him like, what did they say? He had the brain of like an 85-year-old man with dementia, you know? So regardless of all the things, you know, he was on steroids, but there was wrestling with concussions and all that stuff. I'm all right if WWE did say, hey, we're going to put Chris Benoit into the WWE Hall of Fame. I'd be like, okay. But what do you guys think about that? And how do you feel about, Z, we'll start with you, David Benoit going as Chris Benoit Jr. because his middle name's Chris. He's like, so WWE owns the name Chris Benoit, so he can wrestle as Chris Benoit Jr.
So, I mean, I'm the biggest Benoit mark there is. I still think Kevin Sullivan set him up. But either way, so of course, I believe 100% he should be in the Hall of Fame. Keyword there is should. Because of everything surrounding him, with the tragedy and the double murder suicide, it's probably
Daniel Puder?
It's probably
this
never
would
gonna
take it.
happen. Also, we should add a rule for drink every time you don't know who a fucking wrestler is. But so I mean, and I'm cool with if some company will let him wrestle as Chris Benoit Jr., I'm all for it. But he better be, you know, close to his father, and it better not end up like a Curtis Axel ordeal where he becomes a jobber, because then it just tarnishes the already tarnished legacy.
Right. Smitty, what are you thinking about this?
Chris Benoit Jr. thing, it sounded like he wanted to get, like, put a good name back on his dad to a certain degree. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like everybody loves a redemption story, but he's got to be ready. If this does go through, he's got to be ready for all the negative backlash that's going to come with that name.
And fuck, man, it's already coming.
Who the fuck is this guy?
The first ever Tough Enough winner.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Miz came in second.
Oh, is he dead?
No.
Oh. Okay.
The only three wrestlers that are dead in this Royal Rumble are
The
two
two
of
in
the
the
three
ring.
are 66% of the guys in the ring and Viscera.
This was the one with only the first one and 2005 are the only ones with
You sent
three.
that Reddit thing, so here's the amount of dead wrestlers in Royal Rumbles. The first one, 1988, 3. Dino Bravo, Ultimate Warrior, and Junkyard Dog. Royal Rumble, the second one, 89, 7. Andre the Giant, Mr. Perfect, Bad News Brown, Randy Savage, Big Boss Man, Big John Studd, and Hercules. The 90 Rumble had 8 of them. Randy Savage, Andre the Giant, Nito Bravo, Earthquake, Ultimate Warrior, Rick Rude, Hercules, Mr. Perfect. The 91 Rumble has 9.
Yep.
Dino Bravo,
Those were
Texas
my
Tornado.
Those are my two picks.
Yeah, Hercules, Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog, Road Warrior Hawk, Randy Savage, Crush, Earthquake, and Mr. Perfect. The 1992 Rumble, which a lot of people herald as the greatest
7.
Royal Rumble of all time.
7.
5.
5?
British Bulldog, Texas Tornado, Big Boss Man, Hercules, Randy Savage. Now, this...
Who refers to that?
Signature. Three Amigos.
Three Amigos? Well, no.
It's signature, right?
Has he hit the third one yet? You have to do it after he hits.
Well, it's David Puder, so he's gonna hit
Daniel
the third.
Puder.
Whatever the fuck his name is. I don't even know who he is.
He's a good DP.
All right, so
Hardcore Holly is alive.
quick question. Who yeah, I know. Who regards the 92 Rumble as the
That's the
greatest
one that Flair won, right?
That's the one that
yeah,
Flair won the
but-
title after Hogan vacated it.
Right, but who
A lot of people.
really?
Yeah.
Also, by the way,
I mean, it was a good Rumble. I don't think it's the greatest Rumble of all time.
We're talking
but-
just the match, not the whole.
Yeah, I know.
Side note about this.
I'm talking just the Rumble matches, too.
Right. Sorry about this. This is at the whole pewter thing when the Angle thing happened during Tough Enough. At the Rumble, they all laid it stiff to him pretty much.
Really?
This is punishment for shooting on Angle on SmackDown.
Ooh, yeah, they're laying it in.
Hardcore is like, all right.
No,
Hey,
these three guys literally laid it into him and he ended up jobbing the Taker.
If you guys can listen to they're just dropping chops on him.
And he's like
Eddie
actually rolling around in pain.
Oh, Hardcore Holly.
So his punishment for shooting on Angle during the Tough Enough thing.
Oh, okay. Now I know who he is. Now I remember.
So pretty much his punishment for shooting on Angle was this. And then he
You
ended up
guys, just
jobbing
listen,
the Taker.
listen. Guerrero with a chop coming up.
Busting his shit open.
Oh, he's really going to kick him too. Wow.
Yes, he is.
This is amazing.
This is kind of cool.
Alabama Slammer!
That's his finisher, 2 drinks.
No give either. Just fucking
Nope.
throw him right down. And goodbye.
And Holly eliminates him.
Yep.
Yeah, so pretty much it was like a nice 2 minutes of just Pewter getting his ass kicked.
And there goes Holly.
Holly's eliminated
And
by 2 dead wrestlers, so 2 drinks.
Now you can tell they're not really laying it in the Hurricane like they did to Pewter.
Oh, yeah. You can
Oh,
see
yeah.
it.
Yeah, so Benoit just hit 3 chops and you didn't hear a single one of them.
And he didn't wind up like
Right.
he was before either.
He lies. He cheats. He steals. So, Smitty, you're all right with him coming back as Chris Benoit Jr., so it helps put a good thing on his name. Are you all right with that?
I'm all right with it, like I said, but just be ready for all the negativity, especially
I think he's
with
looking
social
forward
media
to
age.
it. Like, I think he's going to use it to get a, he he starts wrestling as Chris Benoit Jr. No, they always say no publicity or
All publicity is good publicity.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, people are going to be talking about him.
Yep.
So, I mean, the only thing now is you have to, hone your craft and become
There's Hurricane,
a good
eliminated by
in-ring
Eddie.
wrestler. So you live up to all the hype you're going to get.
I think my only problem with this is how green he is right now. Now, I'm not saying that down the line he won't be one of the better.
But why not start as Kid Pegasus Jr.?
Kenzo Suzuki.
Breast. I just.
Or Crispin. What if he came out as Crispin? Wow.
What if he just comes out as he who shall not be named?
Baltimore. Vacant.
Just every time his name comes up, you know who I am. Junior.
Yeah, like kind of like AEW's Adam Page's intros when it has something random right there.
Yep. Cowboy shit, dog.
Has been drinking.
Allie was watching that link, and she's like, he really wants to wrestle as Chris Benoit Jr.? I'm like, yeah. She's like, why? And I was like, because that would be awesome.
You missed the shit out the chop.
And then she's like looking at a picture of him. She's like, he looks like really weird and fucked up. I'm like, it's kind of fucked up because he looks like a lot like his dad.
Yeah.
He does.
He looks like what his
looks
dad
like Jim
would look,
Brewer.
He looks like what his dad would look like if he didn't work out at all.
And smoked a little bit of crack.
A little bit. And
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
that was a horrible backdrop. So, up next, let's have a conversation about something that made a lot of headlines.
Well, hold on. Back to Chris Benoit Jr. real quick. What's his finisher going to be? Are they going to
They'll have him use a crossface probably.
will they call it the cable gym? All right. Anyways, what were you saying, Mikey?
The most inappropriate pro wrestling podcast in the motherfucking world. Edge has entered the Royal Rumble, by the way.
A controversial figure.
Yeah. So
in 5 more years, he wins it.
yeah, he does. That's then. This is now. Tessa Blanchard made a lot of headlines. Excuse me. Tessa Blanchard sent out a tweet, and then other people quoted that tweet and made a lot of headlines for what she said. So let's go ahead and get into her tweets. You laughing over there, Smitty?
Yeah, because this whole thing is like, I think it's fucked up, but I think it's also fucked up the timing that all this came out.
So Tessa Blanchard tweeted out, "Hey women, try supporting one another. Cool things happen." Right after that, Chelsea Green quoted it and said, "You've consistently put down, bullied, and belittled countless female coworkers, including me. Is that support?"
But she also called her out on that bullshit, too.
Allison Kay. "Remember when you spat in the black woman's face and called her the N-word in Japan? Was that you supporting women? The audacity of this tweet." So then a lot of people were really jumping down Tessa's black back. And some people were supporting Tessa.
Her black.
Some people were supporting Tessa. Some people were just saying that it was bullshit about the timing of this because this was coming out the day before, 2 days before.
A day before.
The day before Impact's
Hard to Kill. Sorry. I'm watching TV now.
It came out the day before Impact's Hard to Kill pay-per-view, which, if you had paid any attention, Tessa Blanchard ended up becoming the first woman to hold the major title in a major promotion. She is now the Impact World's Champion. Mysterio eliminates Suzuki as we're talking about this. And then other people quoted the tweet as well. Isla Dawn, "As someone who experienced your bullying firsthand, received regular verbal abuse, was spat on, had rumors spread about me, dealt with multiple attempts by you to blacklist me from other companies, plus more. I just pray you now follow your own advice." Now, La Rosa was the one who is the African-American, the black female wrestler who was spat on and called the N-word by Tessa Blanchard. And she said, she quoted Allison Kay's tweet. She goes, "Allison Kay and Chelsea Green, thank you so much. That story, yes, that's happened in Japan 2017. There's obviously a language barrier, so I'm just reading it as it goes. Yes, that's happened on Japan 2017. If Tessa do not remember it, can I? I'm not a mean girl with any coworkers around the world. Be kind of racist is not ridiculous, is a sickness."
You read Big Swole's? Because she had her whole thing about it, too.
I did not see Big Swole's.
I got to save it on my phone. Give me a second.
I will say that Tessa Blanchard, shortly after, she did not do media that day. She was supposed to do media and did not do media that day for Impact Wrestling.
Smart move.
Very smart move. A couple days ago, she tweeted out, "I hope everyone will take a moment to read this." And this is her stance on it. "Over the last week, I have been accused of calling a fellow wrestler a racial slur. To read this allegation has been personally upsetting. To be clear, I absolutely did not use that word. That word is not in my vocabulary. That word is not in my heart. Racism is not in my heart. Yet I know many people have to deal with racism in a way I will never have to. Racism is an awful part of American history, and it is equally awful, and it's still part of our society today. While I did not do what was claimed, I stand ready to use my platform to support the fight against racism however I can." Big Swole said, "La Rosa and I decided it needed to be dealt with. A conversation needed to happen because this was getting intense over the years. As a black woman, this sickened me that it happened to a friend of mine. We have been dealing with this since it happened. It's just now finding light on social media. People are entitled to deal with this how they want. I just want the world to know the last part of the story."
Did that leg lariat from Booker T count as a signature?
No.
Okay. There's also this is another one she had right there.
Oh, somebody that's not supposed to be in the Rumble.
Yep.
We got to wait till they enter the ring, though.
They don't have to know. Just as
They
soon as
just
they
have to interfere?
Yep, as soon as they do an interfere.
Bischoff.
It looks like Bischoff.
It's Bischoff.
Sweet.
Drink.
Sharpshooter applied. That would technically be a
But
Benoit
also
signature
Kiera
'cause he
Hogan
didn't use it.
Kiera Hogan chimed in as well. I had a feeling it was going to come up, so I actually start screenshotting some tweets.
Well, here, take it back because that tweet wasn't finished. There was like a couple pieces of that tweet. So
Le Champion.
I
Isn't he the Intercontinental
Allison K
champion at
also
this point?
tweeted out a photo, a screenshot of
It is kind of awesome to be watching a Royal Rumble where Eddie, Benoit, Jericho, and Ray are all in the ring.
that is beautiful. She
I like where you excluded the African Americans in there right now.
I also excluded Edge, and he's not African American. I was talking about the original cruiserweight division from fucking WCW.
So, somebody tweeted out, so Sienna claimed to get permission to tweet out what happened, but she lied. In the video, she said she was surprised people came out and told the story. So again, these jealous females did this to fuck with Tess on her biggest weekend. Just say that, even if the story is true. So then Tessa tweeted out a screenshot of when it was, and it gave timestamps on it. Saturday at 12:44. She said, sent it to La Rosa. She was like, will you be mad if I
There's
post
Teddy
this?
Long, by the way.
Teddy Long's out, drink. And La Rosa said, nope, you got the truth. Posted and thank you for it, Mamacita. I appreciate it so much. And she responded, now you're taking that out of context. She meant all other women that came forward. I have a screenshot of the end of our conversation to prove it. I know people love the nitpick to try to discredit, but that won't work here. And I fully agree, man. Look, if this is... I wasn't there to watch it, so I can't say it for sure happened, right? But I can say that enough people are coming forward to where I feel it definitely did happen.
It's Roman Reigns' brother.
Brother Luther Reigns.
Wasn't he the one that got caught up in the whole steroid scandal? Roman almost got
Clearly.
Yeah. Smitty, how do you feel about this, man?
So as a fan of Tessa, I'm like, there's enough evidence to say there's something happened in Japan. Something definitely happened. So at that point, like, I'm disappointed. But also, I'm also on the side of people like you did. Like, the timing of this was just terrible. You waited to 2-3 years now to come forward about something like this.
Why does it matter when someone comes forward?
I have this whole thing about people playing victim until it's to their convenience. That is just a personal thing. Because as somebody who's been a victim of bullying and racism and stuff like and other dumbass accusations, and that have been put toward me, using being a victim to your convenience is just something I just can't get behind.
Okay, but who used it as being a victim of convenience? It wasn't her that first outed it.
Once again, like La Rosa, that's the thing. Like La Rosa didn't do anything. Like La Rosa, when it comes to La Rosa's, like you didn't say anything. It's everybody else coming out for you. Like, but if this is an issue, why did you not come out about it?
Because she didn't feel comfortable at one time to do it.
Oh, mom and the son.
Smitty, we're conversation.
But yeah, it's like I've been a victim of a lot of things, and I've been accused of a lot of things. But it's always if you have a problem with someone, deal with it then and there. And this is one of the poisonous things about social media. People are using it the way people use it.
Yes, but Tessa Blanchard's in like kind of like a position of power where if you're like a rookie or something, they might feel uncomfortable coming out about something like this because what if they do and nobody believes them and then they lose their spot or anything like that?
How long has Tessa Blanchard been in professional wrestling?
5-7 years now.
About 5 years.
Okay.
Okay, so outside the fact that her dad's name has pretty much got her in the door,
Okay.
she's earned she's pretty much clawed and scratched to get to where she is.
You're not really talking to my point, though. I'm saying she's in a position of power. I never said how she got there. I just said she's in a position of power, and these all seem to be younger, newer talents that are coming out about
once
this.
again, this is that's why I said the timing thing was the issue.
Yeah, but I don't think the timing thing should be an issue. See, somebody...
Tessa never makes that tweet about women supporting other women, and this doesn't happen. Because all they did was be like, oh, yeah, bitch, pots and kettles. Like, you're saying this, but
619, by the way.
this is who you are behind the fucking curtain.
Cheers.
And then we're all going to drink to
No,
this one.
Eddie's not involved in it.
But
Chris
Chris
Benoit
is.
involved in a elimination.
So we got like
wager.
3 right now.
2, I thought.
Ray hit a 619.
I drank for the 619.
I don't think that was his fucking
I thought it was 2
finisher.
for a finisher.
No, 619 is not a finisher.
Yes, it was his finisher.
Yeah, no, 2005 it was.
All right.
Is that Jordan Miles?
No, Orlando Jordan. Technically,
Orlando Christopher's at the Rumble?
Nice.
he way too black to be Orlando Christopher. But yeah, so the whole Tessa thing, like for me, it's a timing thing, and like I'm still like, Tessa, what did you do in Japan? I'm impartial because like as a fan of Tessa, I'm really impartial.
See, I love this about you right now because I think this is one of the most hypocritical things I've ever heard you say. And I'll call you out to your face on it because I love you and I do respect you. You jumped down the word hang for Hangman Page because you
The word hang, the word noose, a fucking rope.
So these things are things that upset you, which I'm not going to say. I personally think is dumb because it's a word, especially when it's not anything involving what it was. And it's, but at the same time, I'll respect your opinion. I'll fuck with you about it, but I'll respect your opinion on it. Now a story comes out saying that someone that you like is dropping N-bombs, literally, and spitting on a black wrestler. Like, obviously, some of the most racist things you can fucking do. And you're like,
shit happens.
I mean, I still respect her as this. And it's like, my thought process is you'd have automatically been like, fuck Tessa Blanchard. If that's how you're going to be. Now, granted, I'm also a firm believer that people grow up, that people get better. But she's not acknowledging this. She's not apologizing for this. She is Hulk Hogan the fuck out of this. And you hate Hulk Hogan for dropping that word.
Actually, I don't. I never said I hated Hulk Hogan. I said I was disappointed in Hulk Hogan because Hulk Hogan's the reason I got into wrestling in general.
So again, it's okay because Smitty likes him.
It's not. That's not my point. Like,
Hey,
it's
they're
not
attacking.
wrong.
So drink. Scotty Too Hotty. I mean, the manager was doing it too.
Who is this guy?
Oh, Davari.
Yeah.
When he still had
Not in
hair.
a Rumble. We didn't drink when Davari first came out because he didn't do anything. Now he got involved, so that's why we drank. I feel like... Okay, so you said you're
I can be
disappointed in
angry.
Hogan, all right? You're disappointed in Hogan. Not that you don't like Hogan. But does it piss you off like everyone else when Hogan comes out on TV?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay, so why are you okay with Tessa even holding the the Impact World's Championship if this is what she did? Me, I'm not. The minute this came
once again,
out,
I said what I was just like my feelings for Tess is all was pretty much all like Hogan. Like, but I understand why they put the title on Tessa. Like honestly, honestly, most of this is almost blown over at this point.
what does it matter if it's blown over?
What? I'm not
Fucking
saying it's right.
WWE threw fucking Hulk Hogan on Saudi Arabia and people were pissed. We were at a WrestleMania party that Hogan opened the show with
And got
booed out of the fucking B-dubs.
Yeah.
You included, sir.
I didn't boo him. I said, shut the
Smitty,
fuck
I
up.
watched you.
I did not boo Hogan. I can tell you that now. I didn't boo Hogan.
All right.
That's a signature move.
What? I missed it.
the kick from Booker T. The like little scissor kick, and it's almost like a super kick, but with the front of his heel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He just did it twice, and if that's the case.
Orlando Christopher got eliminated by Booker T.
Spinneroonie is a signature drink.
Nah, he hasn't completed it yet.
Dude, if you look, like, let's be honest.
He's never been stopped.
Yeah, unless he gets clotheslined.
And he just
or
eliminated Booker
eliminated.
T.
How do you still have stuff to drink, Smitty?
I'm opening
Get
up
it
the third
off the
one
fucking
now.
camera.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm opening up the third one now.
The third one? What kind of drinks are you taking? I'm on my second.
I'm nursing the shit out of it.
I have a long day ahead of me.
I mean, I'm
So why are you getting trashed?
Because he's got a long day.
Fair.
Have you met me?
I thought I grabbed the black Cheerios of grapefruit, so I'm drinking Squirt.
Awesome.
Cool, this fucking glass is gonna suck.
I'm going to replay it.
Did we drink for that Guerrero? 'Cause Guerrero-
that's,
okay.
that's what you opened
That's
that
what I just
for.
drank for?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
I just heard drink, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, because this was right after the Spinneroonie.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, Z, your thoughts on this?
I'm honestly, since this came out Saturday, their pay-per-view was Sunday, right? Yeah, this came out. Okay.
Last Sunday.
So I'm actually surprised they didn't change the finish in that match and have her drop or change it somehow, like disqualification, whatever. Tessa doesn't end up with the belt.
I said I should have waited.
I mean, if there's a lot of conflicting tweets, and there's no like
solid.
it's not like Hulk Hogan in the fact where there was like
A video.
or a tape of her actually saying this. Like right now, it's all hearsay. So if she did it, I mean, shame on her, and she shouldn't have the title. And there should be some kind of backlash, like for
World's Greatest Tag Team Finisher.
like not.
All right, let's drink the tag finisher.
Tag finisher, 2 drinks.
She
It's good to hear the voice of AEW doing this 2005 Royal Rumble.
I know both Taz and fucking JR. Bye.
You could have been Kofi.
but you're not.
All right.
It's kind of like the I mean, not in the sense of punishment. It should be like what happened after the curtain call.
Mm-hmm.
She should lose her push, start back from the bottom. Because like you said, this was 3 years ago, and she may have done it, but she may have, been educated in that time and is sorry and realizes it was dumb and all that shit. But
then you apologize.
But again, she's non-apologetic, and she really hasn't been punished. And I mean, we're in 2020 now, where like you did something wrong, you fit the punishment, and then people will maybe come back around on you. But again, I mean, Smitty was talking about it, and she hasn't really lost any fan support. Smitty is a black male who still likes Tessa Blanchard, even if what she's said really did happen. So, I mean, she hasn't really lost her fan base.
But you also mentioned, like, there's only hearsay at this point.
I'm just giving
I
you
won't say it's
excuses,
hearsay when it's not. See, to me, Eddie was eliminated. 1 drink.
Oh, there's Edge.
Edge is about to go bye-bye.
Hearsay is someone is saying you did something to someone else.
And they can't prove it.
And that was the first part. But then La Rosa came out and said, yeah, this shit happened. She called me the N-word and she spit on me in Japan. Year was 2017.
All I'm saying is, in a court of law, it would still be considered hearsay because there's no actual proof of it happening. But not saying that, I mean, it didn't happen or defending it by any means. I'm just saying, excuse me while...
We should add retired wrestlers to this damn drinking game.
No. You want to die and get alcohol poisoning.
This is his first one back.
Obviously, like Simon Dean is retired, so is Michaels.
So let it be known, Shawn Michaels' finisher is the super kick, and it eliminates a lot of people. So we might be drinking more than I thought this one. I forgot Michaels was in this.
I believe it's his first one back after.
What was this one? It's 2005.
Yeah. He wasn't in the 2004 one, and he
No,
came back
'cause
in 2004 SummerSlam.
2000, because he was still beef with. He still had his beef with Triple H that went all the way to Mania. Benoit won the title.
Yep. Yeah, and that's Benoit faced
That's
Michaels
such
and
an oversell.
Michaels and Triple H.
Yeah, the match that never happened. WrestleMania 20.
No, it happened. It just was a one-on-one match. It wasn't no longer a triple threat.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't happen if the winner's not isn't there.
My thing on this whole Tessa Blanchard thing is, I do not feel she should have won that belt.
I agree with that.
Believe it or not, I've already said when you asked me about the fantasy booking about how that would go, I said she shouldn't have won it at Hard to Kill anyway. Not because this is prior to everything that came up. I said they should have had her chase it a little bit more.
I almost said do a drink for Michaels eliminating someone, but he's still alive.
His hair's dead.
His hair's been dead.
I mean, look at him. Now that I've noticed his balding, because he's bald now, but... speaking of bald.
And here comes the Olympic hero.
Kurt Angle.
Whoa!
German!
Is it German?
It's the 3 that he does that would be a signature, not just a single... Like if he... Wait, I thought I...
He stole Taz's gimmick.
And there it
Olympic
is.
slam.
2 drinks.
I'm sure there'll be 2 more.
God damn it.
And guess what?
Oh, Shawn Michaels?
2 more.
Oh, no.
Shit.
Angle
3 more.
3 more. Sweet chin music and eliminated. 3 drinks.
I think I'm down 5.
There it was. It was
Mangles even did the math on his fingers. He's like 2, 4, 6, 8.
Who do I appreciate?
Can I get another one? But this also led to one of the best matches at WrestleMania 21. This whole thing, that whole exchange right there.
Which is fine with me. Oh, fuck, man. There are times this dream game, look, we have posted many times about this dream game. And we have said it, it is fucking painful sometimes.
What was it like?
Especially when you get a sequence like that.
It was like 7 drinks in like less than under a minute.
Like in the 2004 one, Big Show comes out and hits like 7 choke slams.
Yep.
Oh, here's goddamn Coach.
Coach to asses.
All right, so should we change the celebrity rule to a non-wrestler enters?
No.
Okay.
Because, how often does a non-wrestler enter?
Right now.
Oh, instead of...
like announcers, because, Michael Cole's in a Rumble, shit like that.
Oh, so not adding to it, just modifying the
changing
celebrity
to non-wrestler enters the Royal Rumble. So that would cover...
Oh, he's done.
Celebrities and all.
Benoit's about to eliminate the shit out of him.
Why did you gotta hit that guy?
I don't...
You didn't know he was going to be dead in like a year.
But there's nobody beating up Coach right now. Like, I don't know why he just
Benoit's
hugged
beating
the
up
rope.
Coach.
There's just nobody. It's just a vacant belt sitting there.
Alive and well. Like Jim Ross just said Benoit, they're alive and well.
Oh, that didn't age well. Neither did Benoit or his family.
He's neither alive nor was he well.
Mark Ginger, who was originally slated to be the member of the Shield.
He actually looks kind of small there.
So apparently he's had a really good run in AAA as the world champion like a couple years ago.
Angle's back, and he eliminated Michaels.
Well, but he was out of the Rumble, right?
So you have to take a drink because he's not in the Rumble.
But does it count?
Dude, where the fuck did my drink go?
Yeah, that was
Michael's an angle?
that was this sequence continued.
Fucking A.
Michael's an angle. That's where your drink went.
Now, I never understood this. Why does that count as an elimination?
Because Michael went over the top rope.
I get that, but he was thrown over the top rope by somebody who's already out of the fucking Rumble. So technically speaking, he wasn't eliminated.
And there's an ankle
And two more.
I might as well just add to
It's
this.
the easiest finisher to do, and it looks the most brutal.
Yeah.
The sharpshooter looks pretty brutal. The lion tamer also looks pretty brutal. But the ankle lock, like, especially if you get somebody that's
do we have to take a drink for all these people that are out here that are not in the Royal Rumble?
No, because they're just trying to restore order. They're not actually trying
got
to
Pat Patterson,
They're
too.
not.
No, they're not in-
They're not interfering in the match.
Oh, there's Finley.
Although if one of them is dead now, that's a different story.
Drink.
Oh, back when blood was the thing.
Got some color on him. Yeah, back to Tessa. So
Got some
Tessa,
black on
nice
him.
segue.
Got some black on him now.
yeah. Speaking of color, Tessa doesn't like if you're a darker color than her.
That's bullshit because her dating history says different.
Again, she called the girl that. Viscera,
Vis.
take a drink.
Big Vis. So his signature move was a Samoan drop, right?
Big Daddy V. No, his finishing move was a
No,
splash. But
his signature move was a Samoan drop.
well, right, yeah. He only had like 5.
All
of them.
right,
He's a
so
big guy.
Tessa Blanchard,
running splash.
like
should
I
be a
said,
signature too.
she should not have won that belt, especially right after that. It's a situation to where I feel Impact should have been like, we'll put this off. Because look, Jordan Grace just won the Knockout
she-
Championship. She just won him. She won it at like a house show. She's now the Knockouts champion.
Really?
Yeah,
How did I miss this?
because you dumb dog.
No, I keep on Impact more than anybody here.
Not more than me, because I know where Jordan Grace is. The
I know Big
Impact Knockouts champion.
Big Mama Pump is my dig beat material, and she look like she fuck niggas.
Yeah, I'm scooting more.
First off, the dude that she's dating is black. So it's not
You know
like
what I
she
said?
looks like she does.
You kind of like
No, I didn't. I kind of 45 your point.
Brian Kendrick. I mean Paul London.
Yeah, it's Paul London, sir.
They were a tag team at the time.
wrong again, Smitty.
And you're right. They were a tag team at the time, and at one point had the longest title reign for any tag team champions.
Until they were broke by.
Wow, he went way under. He slid so far he went under Rene Dupree's
Those
legs.
punches are terrible, but that sell job's not bad.
So,
The Fifi too. Wait, was the poodle? Was the French poodle
Is
came
he,
out with the
is he
black or
about
white?
to do the people's elbow?
Oh no, the French tickler. No, that's what they called it.
Is this a signature move or a
Yes,
finisher?
signature.
and he didn't do it, but Chris Jericho eliminates him instead. That's really, oh wow, his ass was out.
Yeah, the French tickler.
God, I love Chris Jericho.
No, so the move he was trying to attempt to do was they called it the French tickler. He would do like a little thing and hit an elbow drop and curtsy afterwards.
Yes, because real men curtsy. Those SmackDown guys trying to eliminate each other. I think that Tessa Blanchard, this should have been put off until everything was found out about this. This is a situation to where
Word life. The basic thugonomics.
Well, Cena was over at this point.
this is a situation to where you need to,
Tread lightly.
yeah, and get everything situated before you say, okay, I'm going to make her the face of my company. Look, dude, I am not saying that. I'm not.
We're about to get AA after AA after AA.
That's fine. Where's all the drinking? Is him removing his shirt like that signature move?
No. Unless you're talking one night stand, ECW, when the fans kept throwing it back.
That's so good.
Was it like 2 minutes of that happening?
So, okay, back to Tessa Blanchard. I don't respect her anymore. I know.
And there goes Viscera. Take a drink.
Take a drink. Dead wrestler gone.
We will no longer have to have the possibility of finishing a drink because the dead wrestler.
I have never
can-
seen a dead wrestler eliminate themselves before, but yeah, Daddy V just tossed himself right over the
He was
top
still
rope.
viscera. You got a year
Whatever.
before the Big Daddy V thing. Or 2 years.
Either way, he tossed
Hey,
himself right over the
there's
top
two
rope.
invisible people fighting right now.
I don't see it at all.
It wasn't my fault.
So
Is this before or after he punched the baby?
I don't know.
Before.
Yeah,
Okay.
because he has hair.
Okay,
here.
guys. So this whole Tessa Blanchard thing, I don't respect her anymore. I really don't, because like you said, Z, it's a whole bunch of hearsay. But when the person who it's being said about comes out and says, "Yeah, this fucking happened," like if Smitty ever came up to me, right, and said, "Yo, this dude dropped the N-bomb on me," I'd be like,
I want a
"All right,
good question.
fuck that guy."
Yeah,
I'd be like, "Fuck that guy."
Yeah.
Right? So these are all friends of hers that have said this. Okay? And one of her friends came. Like, it's like Smitty going, "This dude dropped the N-bomb. I don't want to start no shit, though." But me 3 years later coming up and going, this guy's like talking about, "Hey, man, I'm all inclusive. I love everybody." And I look at that son of a bitch and I go, "Dude, you dropped the N-bomb on Smitty 3 fucking years ago." And then Smitty goes, "Yeah, I didn't want to say anything, but that happened." And this dude all of a sudden is the manager of a restaurant now that we frequent downtown, right? That doesn't make what you say, Smitty, or your feelings on the situation any less than La Rosa. Now, granted, so I'm not. But what I'm saying is that's to me. I'm not arguing your opinion. I'm telling you my opinion. All right. Tessa Blanchard was
Drink
about.
two, ball.
Tessa Blanchard was about to be and is now the current Impact World Heavyweight Champion, and this happened a day before. And this can be the minute that this
You gotta
person.
drink one that Big Boots Snitchki signature.
All right, drink.
Oh, Kane's got entering now.
So yeah. So if someone all of a sudden got a GM position and he said, "I will hire anybody. I'm fucking 100% all inclusive. I'm an equal opportunity employer. I don't discriminate anyone." And then I look at that person and I'm like, "So what about 3 years ago when you called Smitty this?" Like, I don't think you're all inclusive. I think this is a facade for you, for everything. And choke slam, and it's a finisher.
2.
So 2. God damn it.
I said Kane enter. We're gonna be doing a lot of drinking.
Another choke slam too.
I'm gonna just wait till this is over.
Choke slam him straight to hell.
Another one, 2.
That's 6.
Jericho 2.
8. I'm just waiting till this is over. I'm gonna put. Hey, give me another can, please.
No, just go with it.
All right, I'm caught up.
2.
Okay, 2 more.
8. That's 10. Because I'm gonna finish this right now.
All right.
Is that considered a choke slam finisher?
No.
Oh, okay.
Thank God.
All right.
And there's Coach. Can I get another can? Because I'm just gonna down this.
Yeah, you might as well.
No, just drink 8. Just take 8 drinks. Don't down it. But this choke slam is probably gonna eliminate Coach. No, it's not. All right. Mm-hmm. So, and that's how I look at this. I look at this whole situation as if it was one of my friends, right? And
Is Pompano
Finisher.
2 drinks.
Please give me another can because I gotta finish this actually. So I was doing the math and doing me.
Fuck. Remember when I thought this was gonna be the easier Royal Rumble? This game is fucking dangerous,
When
bro.
it comes to finishing your drink,
Yeah.
this is the easier Royal Rumble, but fuck.
You said butt fuck.
But no, but I was like, when I said I can't enter the Rumble, I'm like, dude, we're going to drink because he came in late.
Yeah. All right. Smitty, I respect your opinion. I do. I love you, dude. And we give, and this is me just being very honest and open because this is a situation that's also close to my heart. I was having a conversation with people at work yesterday because not many people know my past and how I grew up. You do. My friends do. I was the only white kid in high school. All of my best friends are all black. So when I moved to Florida and people were, Batista bomb.
Yep.
2 drinks. When people down in Florida were dropping the N-bomb left and right, I'm like, dude, you can't say that. And then those assholes will go, you don't have to be black to be a mama. And I'm like,
I don't agree or completely agree with that. I'd say
But it doesn't change the fact that I actually agree.
Am I down any?
Yeah, 2 for a Batista bump on Kane. I understand that logical thinking of you don't have to be black to be a so I can say it and say no, but
Nigga.
then just call
That's just an out.
that's an out for saying
no.
it. Right.
I do believe it's
Yes,
out. For
it's an
people,
out for
certain people
saying it. But I also look, many of my black fans like you could be black and you could be that you're one of those
I'm
people.
one of those
You're
people.
one of those people. So I'm not arguing.
Tyson Tom goes out.
No, but he's not involved. We didn't drink for Davari until he was involved in some sort of something.
We also drank, but we did drink for Bischoff and
Unless
Long
Tyson
being
Tomko.
out.
Yeah, and they all did
Unless
something.
Tyson Tomko is dead. It's the only time it counts, man. Or interferes in the Rumble.
Yeah, managers are way different.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone that comes out with someone normally.
The minute he, like,
which he's going to.
Yeah,
It's Tyson Tomko, and that was Christian. But again, that's
619 again.
Why are you screaming?
Sorry, didn't mean to.
He's excited. He gets to drink and AA.
God fucking damn it.
Oh, and it's
the elimination?
Oh.
5, right?
That's 3.
So 5 altogether.
Well, I mean, I already did the 2 for the 619.
I hate when nobody eliminates Kane.
Right, did you guys see if Kane just flew and then flipped over? That was weird.
Never
All right.
seen Kane do a flip that before. He was like levitated in air for a second.
So, again, geez, this drinking game is really fucking up my points. So, Tessa Blanchard did something where somebody said that it happened, and then a bunch of her friends are backing her in this situation. So I'm believing that it happened. Just like I would believe Smitty if he said something and this happened. Just like I would believe Walt if he said something like this happened. These are my friends that I will have their back for, no matter what. Anybody who's watching this show knows that we give Smitty a lot of shit, but we love the shit out of Smitty, and we will have his back 24/7. And especially if we think somebody was being fucking racist as shit to them. If he said for us not to say something, we wouldn't.
Smitty,
But
but
it's a spine
the
buster.
story what happened right outside the studio before?
It was a spine. Is the spine buster his?
Yeah, that's
one of
Batista's
his
signature.
Yeah.
one. All right.
So, one time, Smitty's getting out of his Uber. I'm getting out of my car, and these two to 3 kids drive by on their bikes and just yell the
Spine
N-word
buster again.
as loud as they can on their bikes. So me and Smitty jumped in my car, and we confronted them.
Yeah, but once again, did I not let that go?
You did, but
It was your idea to get into the car.
Yeah, because that's some fucking bullshit.
But this stuff I've been used to this shit pretty much most of my life.
Yeah,
I
but
know,
I'm a
but
firm
it's-
believer that no matter if you're used to it, you shouldn't be dealing with it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm all right with that, and then that's fine. So,
But I think that's where some of my standpoint comes from. Like, at some point in life, like I'm an African American male in America,
spine buster drink.
but I'm just saying, like, this is just stuff.
I guess the problem is that you're used to it.
I'm not saying it's
issue,
right. Once again,
but
it's not. I'm not saying it is right.
Benoit was eliminated by Flair, so a dead wrestler eliminates a dead wrestler.
no, they can't kill Flair. He's tried to die. It doesn't work.
But
This is definitely a Flair signature if he hits him in the balls.
But my whole point is like,
that is a Flair signature.
What? Oh yeah, the don't.
Where he does. No,
I remember.
Wait. Is a Flair chop a signature?
Yes.
Then we have 3 drinks, because he just did 2 chops.
We don't have to worry about it.
Dude, that
Edge is
sucks.
still alive.
That means the 92 Rumble.
What am I, please? Because I'm almost done with this one already.
Okay.
Are these the final 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, I remember this Rumble. I remember the finish of this Rumble.
Oh yeah.
When Vince blows his quads.
Yeah. Somebody comes out and blows out both their quads in once.
Yep. So yeah, we'll move on from Tessa.
Right.
But I'm a full because we just can't really get into this. I'm a full
Spear.
finisher. But he hit Batista with it first, so 4. This drinking.
619.
Don't
Here
hit
we
it,
go.
please. I don't want to do another drink. I don't want to.
There it is.
Spear. Spear elimination.
Spear elimination.
3. Fuck off.
These rumbles always start out so fucking easy and then just end up
Here's the thing.
fucking.
So here's the thing. This.
Oh.
I hate raspberry flavor now.
Well, Edge got eliminated by Cena. What do you do? Do you AM or?
They both.
No, they just both tossed him over. There was no AA.
John Cena looks nothing like Ernest here.
Yeah, he hasn't aged yet.
And Batista still has hair.
What, this one he was still over like Rover.
Look at how small he looks.
Batista or what?
No, look at Cena. Like when they do the side profile, he looks tiny.
Yeah.
But you know what was great about this finish? Batista technically was a heel and just did a face turn afterwards. Also, those pump shoes are awesome.
I love the pump shoes. Oh.
Oh, it was called the FU at one point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then they went
PG
the other
era.
one was called the STFU.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the SCFU didn't come until about 2006.
Well, this is 2005, so it's very possible it was around there, Smitty. What was the other? Oh, yeah. So the final thing I want to talk about, and well, you know what? We'll talk about that after this Rumble because we always do our 10-bell salute and a moment of silence.
And there it is. There it is.
Can we do
Well,
add a
tag-
double?
tag-
Can we add a
tag-
2-drink for double elimination?
Now here comes Vince, who's not
In a
the-
Rumble.
And Batista got his hand raised because
He's Raw and Cena got his
no,
hand raised.
Batista
SmackDown.
was supposed to win. They weren't supposed to do that. And Vince was like, "Get them both back in the ring right now."
No, Vince was inside somebody's headpiece yelling. I think this was original supposed to be the finish.
that was not a fuck up. The way these refs are acting, that was not a fucked up. But it's Raw refs saying that Batista won.
You never know.
No,
it
listen, no,
could be
look,
the
no,
earpiece. Like,
no,
all right,
no,
fucking do it this way.
No, look at those. When I saw the shirt, that's when I realized this part was a work.
Yeah, because of the shirts.
If they did it where both shirts, like a shirt from different brands, were doing it, that'd be a little bit more believable. It wasn't a work.
Well, what's not a work is what's about
What
to
happens?
happen.
Yeah. See, and this is when you knew it wasn't a work. When Vince came out walking like this.
This is so.
He's so fucking mad.
Oh,
there it
boom!
is. There goes both your fucking
All right,
quads.
everybody, drink to make Vince.
No.
Is he not getting
He
involved?
can't even fucking stand up. He's just sitting there.
Right?
You know what the irony of this is? Both of those guys both headline WrestleMania for both brands that year.
This is hilarious. Watching Vince just sit down. Like when you're watching this the first time you're fucking watching this, you're just looking at Vince going,
What's going on here?
you're just looking at like, why is he just sitting there?
And there it is.
No, because like literally they throw each other over like what was it, twice? I think it was twice before they actually did the whole thing.
Vince just sitting there. It's just that's what's hilarious about this. You just watch this not knowing, and Vince is just sitting there. You're like, why is Vince sitting in the ring?
So everybody come back.
yeah. Like, it should have been everybody going back.
Now we start back at one. Here comes Benoit.
Chewing into the microphone.
FU.
That's gross. Isn't that what people want to hear?
Batista ball. Oh,
Spinebuster! Lady, stop yelling.
I'm too close to the mic.
Smitty, you could be on the other side of the fucking room and you're yelling still.
We survived.
Did we? Did we survive?
Yeah.
I'm at number 6. I'm on number 6.
Because you're taking huge fucking. You're supposed to take a sip,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm on number 4.
Yeah, I'm on the 4th one too. That means you're an alcoholic. I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
I'm a drinking enthusiast.
I mean,
thank you.
we have played this game before. We kind of knew what we were getting into. He didn't. So.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, no, I've done a version. I think I did it.
You've done a virgin?
So have I. and while doing a virgin, I answered a phone call from my ex.
I've done a version of it.
I'm such a bad person.
Was she your ex at the time, or is this how she became your ex?
She was my ex at the time.
So I did a version.
Did
of
we
this.
start the 2006 one?
I've done a version of this about a year ago, right before I moved in with my current roommate.
Who's beautiful. Great boobs.
I know. She's probably watching this. You're gonna give me like a. I'm gonna get shit about this
That's
later.
the camera that we're in.
I'm gonna get shit about this
Anyway.
later, but we did a version of this, and we did the '97 Rumble.
The Austin Rumble?
Yeah, Austin won that one. And like we did a version of this game, and it was just we ended up going through like a 12-pack of Red Stripe.
Okay, so where's the bell? Z, you're the one with the bell. You always do the bell.
All right. I'm about. Oh, I know what we're doing.
Yeah. You know exactly what we're doing. I have to pull up his Wikipedia. So again, the last thing that we wanted to
1977 to 2020. Was it? I believe right.
74.
that's not.
I thought.
74. Okay. I don't know 70s.
Let's go to the full thing. As I was saying, Rocky Johnson passed away this week. The father of The Rock, a man who broke color barriers in professional wrestling.
First ever African American.
Him and Tony
tag
Atlas.
team, Yep.
Soul Patrol.
Yep, in 1983, him and Tony Atlas became the first black champions in WWE history. The first black champions, not just tag team champions. The first black men to hold
Titles.
a belt of championship nature in
Vince McMahon's company.
Vince company, right? That's spectacular. He was also the first black Georgia heavyweight champion in NWA. He was born Wade Douglas Bowles, Rocky Johnson, and him and the great Chief Peter Maivia, because he married his daughter, are the ones that spawned The Rock, and that's how Rock came in as Rocky Maivia, because he was taking on the lineage of Bowles.
His
Kind of like
legendary.
Curtis Axel.
To an extent, yeah.
Only
way more
way more
successful.
charisma.
Yeah. But so this is a man, and the Rock made a post the other day finally after like a couple days of this, which I understand. Look, there hasn't been a lot of conversation about things, but I do know the grieving process. We've all lost a friend in the beginning of this year, right? And so we understand the grieving process. Sometimes it might take you, I'll be all right in a couple hours. Sometimes I might be good in a couple days. Sometimes it might take a couple weeks or a month or two. Everybody's grieving process is different. So The Rock posting a couple days later, I'm not mocking, shitting on, or anything. I get it. I understand why it might take some time for something to be said.
That was his dad.
And it was his father. You're right. He let's just give a list of championships. He was the NWA World Tag Team Champion with Ben Justice one time. He was the NWA Brass Knuckles Championship, the Florida version. NWA Florida Heavyweight Champion 3 times. The NWA Florida Tag Team Championship, a tag team champion 1 time. And the NWA Florida Television Champion 1 time. He was the AWA Southern Tag Team Championship twice, one with Jimmy Valiant, the other one with Soul Train Jones. The NWA Georgia Heavyweight Champion, NWA Georgia Tag Team Champion with Jerry Briscoe, and the NWA Macon Tag Team Champion with Danny Little Bear. He was also the NWA Television Champion twice. NWA Canadian Tag Team Champion with Don Leo Jonathan. The Brass Knuckles Champion also in Texas. The Texas version once. The NWA Texas Heavyweight Champion twice. And the NWA Texas Tag Team Champion one time with Jose Lothario.
So, Jose,
Hold on. Let me get through all of this.
Okay. Things I wanted to talk about with that.
Yeah, just put them in your head. Okay. The Hollywood Wrestling of NWA. He was NWA America's Heavyweight Champion one time. NWA America's Tag Team Champion one time with Earl Maynard. And the NWA Beat the Champ Television Champion twice. The NWA, CWA, AWA International Tag Team Champion with Bill Dundee once. The NWA Southern Heavyweight Championship once is what he won. In San Francisco, he was all over with NWA. Because remember, NWA had many different territories, but there's different belts for all of these. They were eventually combined and stuff like that to make the full. But obviously, these are all championships and accolades. It's speaking to the man that Rocky Johnson was, because he was able to go into different territories of NWA.
Even in his old age, too.
Yeah, and still fucking run shit. Oop, move that one out of the way. NWA San Francisco. He was the NWA United States Heavyweight Champion once, and the NWA World Tag Team Champion with Pat Patterson 4 times, 3 times with Pat Patterson, and 1 time with Pepper Gomez. For NWA's Polynesian Wrestling, Pacific Tag Team Champion with Ricky Johnson. The Pacific Northwest Wrestling, NWA Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion. So he's held the heavyweight champion in many of the NWA territories. Fucking kicking ass.
So he's the top guy.
He is a top guy in many of these NWA territories.
He's that, or he was like Charlotte.
That, or he was
Sweet Charlotte.
That, or he was like Flair and would go to different territories, win the belt, and then have their new top guy win the belt, and then move on to another territory. Either way, he was.
He was a
big event player.
He was always an attraction. He was a top star. Mm-hmm. Pacific Northwest Wrestling, NWA Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champion 1 time.
Well, you talk about
Pacific Northwest Tag Team Championship twice. Once with Brett Sawyer, once with Iceman Parsons. In PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and
one of the greatest tag team specials of all time. In my mind,
he was ranked 211 of the 500 best singles wrestlers in the PWI years in 2003. St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame, he's in there, class of 2008. World Wrestling Federation Entertainment, he was the tag team champion 1 time with Tony Atlas, and in 2008 he was inducted into WWE Hall of Fame, which The Rock inducted him into. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone listening to this, while we're having fun and doing the drinking game, while we're having fun and doing the drinking game to this, we had a conversation about Tessa Blanchard and all the things that she may have done to hold down an African American wrestler, regardless of if she said something to promoters, what she called them, anything. Either way, I feel like if the minute you say that to an African American, you drop that word, especially when you spit at the person, you're trying to hold that person back. Rocky Johnson is a man that
broke those barriers.
Broke the barriers that people tried to hold back. And you have to fully respect and appreciate that man. Because look,
he was a Kofi before Kofi.
Professional wrestling is a sport that doesn't get a lot of the mainstream appeal and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Jackie Robinson with baseball, and all
Jim Brown and football.
Jim Brown and football.
College football, but yeah.
There's all these, because these are major sports and everything, and excuse me. Yeah, professional wrestling is like, now it's coming back into the mainstream. It was for the Attitude Era, but back in the 80s, like this
golden era.
Before that,
it took until fucking Hogan and his popularity before professional wrestling hit mainstream with MTV, the Rock and Wrestling, so on and so forth, the first WrestleMania. But back in 83 and stuff, it wasn't as big of a deal in
pop culture.
Pop culture, correct. That it is kind of now, and then what is brought to since WrestleMania 1, Hogan, MTV.
And Mr. T. And all,
but it does not, it's space in pop culture when this happened does not diminish what Rocky Johnson did for the sport. Smitty, after our 10-bell salute, we'll get into your what you wanted to say. So we're going to give Rocky Johnson a 10-bell salute, as we do for every great professional wrestler that passes away, and a moment of silence during the 10-bell salute. Rest in peace, Rocky Soulman Johnson. Smitty, what was your point during all this stuff?
Okay, so the first thing, it was like when you brought up the NWA Bare Knuckle Championship. So
It's a fist fight match.
yeah, it's not a fist fight match. It's pretty much, it was NWA's kind of thing about how the Japan strong style is. Mm-hmm. So this is one thing I want to get out there is like the Bare Knuckle Championship is pretty much the American version of a strong style match, and Rocky Johnson's won that title, that Bare Knuckle Championship about 5 or 6 times throughout his career. Mm-hmm. Another thing is like when I started getting into wrestling, I had a late uncle that was into it. And the one thing he got me to watch is Rocky Johnson matches, whether it was tag team or single stuff. He's like, he was like, well, excuse me, he's like, this the nigga that's gonna get you to watch wrestling for black people. And that's the influence he had on me in wrestling. Cause like I got in because of Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and stuff. But then he was the
Cokeheads and racists.
he was the representation of me when I started becoming a little bit more of a, and he's the reason I became a little bit more of a historian, and the reason I have some of the opinions I have toward minorities in the industry. Mm-hmm. Rocky Johnson is that person.
And that's something that many people can take away. Again, trailblazing, breaking barriers, all of this stuff. You can't give enough respect to the man of Rocky Johnson and what he has put and given to the legacy of wrestling. Himself, his offspring, all kinds. It's crazy to think that the man who was the first ever one of the first ever champions, the first ever African American champions in World Wrestling Federation Entertainment, spawned someone to go on to be
the biggest crossover star in all of it.
Yes, right. Which only cements further the legacy of his charisma and the things he put out there. Because look, I think Great Chief Peter Maivia was a wonderful in-ring technician. That's what he got over with. But he was a chief.
Gimmicky as fuck.
Right. Rocky Johnson, however, had the fucking charisma, especially accompanied with Tony Atlas and whomever, to be
the Soul Patrol, baby.
To be great enough to be featured as a top guy all throughout NWA's territories, to be featured as a champion, the first ever African American champion in World Wrestling Federation Entertainment
history.
So that in itself, you can tell that's where Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson got all of that charisma from. Sure, he made it his own, but you can't ever say that The Rock did this without the background that he had. If his father wasn't who his father was,
also that's the guy who trained him,
right? But if his father wasn't who his father was, I don't know that The Rock would have been as big in wrestling, professional wrestling, sports entertainment, as he is now. Nor do I think, honestly, and in the way he put out his Instagram post about his father, do I think he would have the ethic of working and pushing forward that he does.
I was going to say that. That's the one part of it. Like, because his dad is who he is, The Rock's work ethic is the African American ethic. And I'm not trying to make this a race thing.
You don't have,
in
you
general,
don't have to apologize for that.
In general, we feel like we have to work twice as hard just to be at the point of our white counterparts. We feel like we have to work twice as hard just to be accepted.
Then why are you so lazy, dog? I'm just fucking with you.
No, you don't realize how much that actually kind of semi-offended me. I know you were joking.
I'm sorry.
I know you were joking, but like it's semi-offended. Like it's, I work. but you know, I work. I technically do have 2 jobs. Technically,
I'm just fucking with you, Smitty.
What's your other job?
I bar back at the well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
At one point in Smitty's career, he had
I had
4 jobs.
Yeah, you picked me up from 2 of them.
Yeah, I'm not fixing this anymore.
But yeah, no.
So yeah, back to just again, we thank you, Rocky Johnson, for the things that you have done for wrestling. Obviously, you've moved
And African Americans.
Yeah,
I will say this
wrestling
too.
and
I will say
African Americans, 100%.
Africans Americans.
Yeah, I'm 4 deep. Motherfucker. So, again, rest in peace, Rocky Soulman Johnson. That's it for us, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please, we're really trying to get our YouTube subscriber count up to 1,000.
You can watch us live.
YouTube.com/Breaking Down the Ring. Subscribe. Even if you don't use YouTube, but you have an account, just go subscribe to it. Just help us out. We're at 159. So we have, 41 more to go. I want 844 more. I'd want 1,000 more, 10,000 more. Subscribe.
44,000.
Come watch this Negro and his people and his white boys.
And the Negra and his crackers.
Ain't
but
nobody
yes.
come see you, Otis, unless it's SmackDown.
Fucking Otis flipping his tongue while Mandy's match was in his face was spectacular on SmackDown.
It's basically Metro Trust like, this is not the Temptations. We come to see Otis on SmackDown.
Look, the bottom line is Mandy was like, you should eat this cake. And Otis was like,
That's pretty much the recap.
Do you see her tweet, by the way, say, I think I can fall for a guy like this?
Right. I keep falling for you. Yes. SmackDown. That was a great part of SmackDown.
The best thing on SmackDown.
And I'll be very honest, man. I thought Raw was great this week. I thought even that fist fight that seemed really fucking stupid because we were
Buddy Murphy thing saved that for me.
Look, I'll be very honest.
I knew the minute they showed him. Okay, so the fact that they had him sit out there for like a match and
half an hour
was great. Regardless, even if he didn't. But I was like, he's gonna join the fucking WWE version of the Inner Circle.
But it was wonderful. Think about that, guys.
No, it was the best booking they did.
We shit talked the fuck. We posted shit on Facebook, on Instagram. We're like, fuck this. This fist fight is stupid. And then the end of it.
Well, no, the rules were dumb because you just gave it a different name for a similar match.
Yeah.
Like,
So and we shit all over it. But then after it happened, we were like, fuck. That finished very well.
That worked so well.
Shout out to WWE for taking something that everyone thought was going to be a fucking horrible piece of television programming
and we're not talking about
really
Lashley and Lana.
Yeah. So I thought Raw was the best it's been in a few years. A lot of good matches and an ending that shows that they're moving forward.
Even Lesnar and R-Truth.
Yes,
that was great.
You saw what I posted about like, when you see this man on your
you're going to be
sports entertained.
When we, what I will say, what I'm going to give all the fucking respect to on Raw, and I said this on our Twitter and we posted it, is this Raw seemed like anyone who cut a promo was given bullet points and said, go.
Because I noticed a couple fuck ups here and there, a couple slips, but it seemed like everybody got the green light, like, all right, today, guys, we're just going to be ourselves. And we're going to see what happens.
And hopefully,
I think part of it is because of what AEW is doing their promos.
I don't give a shit what happened, what caused it. I'm just happy that it happened because we've been talking about how overly scripted WWE seems to be, and Raw was the best it's been in years because of that. Now, did it get
you a big man? But I'm pretty sure I can throw you over the top rope.
Big.
I was trying to shorten it down, but
you gonna go over that top rope,
Paul Heyman.
Fucking great.
It seems like they did the same thing on SmackDown as well. Like the whole like Uso promo where they say their line, but then Roman waits a minute and then he finishes it.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's kind of dumb.
No, I didn't like that.
But then I was like, actually, that wasn't that bad. But at first I was like, why didn't they say the Uso penitentiary?
Welcome to the Uso.
And then Roman says it, and I'm like, all right, they're starting to build this little faction. Like,
Right, but at the same time, it also seems like WWE is finally letting people be themselves, and I will fully I will fully back a Roman Reigns that is speaking unscripted.
Chris Jericho said it himself.
I was going to say that.
If you ever want to get Roman Reigns over, just give him a mic with no script.
Yeah.
He said he's one of the coolest dudes he's ever met. He'd get over no problem.
Like what you just said is one of the things. Like I'm not the biggest fan of a super Roman push. I am not. But if you let Roman be himself, because everything I've heard on podcasts, everything I've heard from interviews, if you just let Roman be himself, he can get himself over naturally. But right now, at this point, I feel like we're going to give him we're going to give Roman the super push again after Royal Rumble. And if you let him be himself, he can get over. But if you keep trying to script him again after this, he's going to get the same result.
So what you're saying is, if Roman continues to do scripted promos, you don't like him. But if he does like bullet points or goes out there and speaks from the heart, then he is also allowed to say the N-word.
He's not having that. He's not The Rock. The Rock. You can't do it.
I did it for The Rock.
All right, look, next week, ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo Wild Wings, downtown Detroit, we will be having our Royal Rumble party along with the Knockouts and 3 Counts podcast. They also are part of this. Second floor, going to be having a whole bunch of fucking fun. Make sure you come down 1218 Randolph Street, Detroit, Michigan. Again, no cover, family friendly. You can bring your
Except
kids.
me.
I'll be very honest, you can bring your kids, but they might hear the word fuck. It is family friendly.
And when he says might, he means definitely.
100% we're going to hear the word fuck.
And you probably hear
We got giveaways. We got all kinds of stuff. We're going to be doing things with, of course, our great friends at Pro Wrestling Scorecards. We're going to have some scorecards for you to fill out. So make sure you get there before the Rumble, the pay-per-view actually starts, so you can get your picks in for everything that's happening after the pre-show. And if you have the most points, you will be getting something for free just for filling out a fucking scorecard. That's all you got to do. Fill out a fucking scorecard. Period. You don't have to buy. I mean, when you come there, you have to buy a drink and so on and so forth. But
Mikey had to go. He went silent for like 2 seconds.
But remember, for a giveaway for this, costs you no money. You don't have to buy a raffle ticket. You just fill out a scorecard. If you have the most points of anyone in that thing and you are still there at the end of it, you get a prize. That's all we're asking for you. Show up, have fun, have a great time. You know how great our WrestleMania party was last year. We do all the big four.
You watched
on the second floor of B-Dubs. They have been so kind, posting advertisements on their televisions and everything. It's one of the things. So make sure you come down next Sunday, January 26, 2020. Come down, second floor, Royal Rumble's WWE event. It's going to be a fucking blast.
Watch me possibly cry again.
Yeah. 100%. And of course, again, everything is along with Pro Wrestling Scorecards. Make sure you're paying attention to the NWA, because NWA later this week has the Hard Times pay-per-view. That's going to be amazing. There's the Worlds Collide from NXT. There's the Royal Rumble on Sunday. So much fucking wrestling for us to talk about next week when you come in. So you need to fucking listen and be paying attention to us live, so you know what our picks are for the Royal Rumble, how we feel about Hard Times, how we feel about the Worlds Collide. All this great shit we're getting into next week. Make sure you pay attention. We are your ring crew.
Z.
A halfway drunk Smitty.
Full way drunk Smitty. And me, the almighty one, Mikey himself. We really appreciate you listening, and we are out.